Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. With me, as always, is TJ O'Connor. I'm Damian Hill. Tonight we have Felipe Martinez Donis, who's getting ready to fight his second professional fight, undefeated as an amateur. Let me just throw that in there. Undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro, fighting his second professional fight for LFA 82, going down February 21st at Mystic Lake Casino. Trash Talk is brought to you again by Valhalla Combat Sports, Ink Strings Tattoo out of New Brighton, Minnesota, Spartan Martial Arts, James Clark's Hypnosis and Sports Psychology. I did exactly what you did, TJ. James Clark, Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy. That's the correct way to say it. Origin Wellness CBD, The Fighters, and TJ's mom. How you doing tonight, Felipe?
Pretty good, man. How are you guys?
Oh, yeah, no complaints over here. TJ's expression said it all.
Yeah. I'm doing great. We get a chance to talk about this fight in particular again, and I can't not be excited for this fight. So thank you for talking with us. How you doing, man? We're just over 2.5 weeks out.
I just want to say thank you guys for having me again. You know, it's always good to sit down and talk to you guys. But I feel pretty good, man. I feel amazing. It's been great. You know, I feel like really excited for this fight because I have a pretty game opponent, and
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. I'll ask you more about what you think about him a little bit later, but this is your first fight for LFA?
yeah, this is.
How do you feel getting that call? I mean, especially so soon as a professional going right on to LFA, and I mean the biggest stage that the local guys here have to look forward to.
Yeah.
Obviously honored to be fighting in this card. Not just because it's LFA, but man, this card is stacked. Like, I mean, we have some, I've been just watching the fights that are being announced on Facebook and like, damn, dude, can't believe I'm part of this card. But I'm pretty stoked. Like I said, I've been trying to get an LFA just to feel. I feel like it's a level up, you know, from all the like, not to disrespect any promotion I've been fighting for, because all the promotions are amazing, and obviously they give us a chance to get our name out there. But LFA, it's a step up for me. It didn't happen before, but I feel like right now at the point of my career is like it's just the perfect moment, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I get to get
Tell
out
me
there.
a little. Sorry.
I just get to get out there and perform, man. Like, show what I got, and that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Hell yeah, dude. Like I love it because you keep it so simple. I'm gonna go out there and fight, and I'm doing it on a big stage. Like that's amazing to hear, and like I can hear it in your voice. Like you might not be able to express it in the most words, but I can see it and I can feel it in the way you're talking. Like this is pretty exciting. How did this fight actually come together even?
Well, at the beginning, I was like, I had, my wife was pregnant at the time after my first pro fight, and I was asking Eric,
King,
my manager.
I'm gonna interrupt you really quick.
Yeah.
Just to give you a congratulations. I did see you singing to your baby girl, and that was an amazing video. I used it in the Trash Talk Weekend update. I hope that was okay. And I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's okay. It's all good, man. So my wife was pregnant around November, and I wanted to, like, after my first fight, I wanted to step in the cage back again, because like I knew that as soon as the baby would come, I would be like busy and stuff. So I wanted to keep it rolling. I wanted to get 4 fights last year. Didn't happen. So I wanted to step back right away at the beginning of the year, and we were shooting for Chosen Few, but I was not able to get on the car either.
Yeah.
And he was looking, he kept looking, and he's like, "Well, I have a pretty, um, I have this guy. If I, he's like, I have this guy in LFA. What do you think about it?" I was like, "Sign me up, man." I said it before. I'm like, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. So let's get it, man.
Oh, that's awesome. And just not even caring who the opponent was when you got the call, that opportunity. You mentioned the timing, the birth of your baby girl, being undefeated as an early professional stage. Damian mentioned for being 1-0, this is probably, I mean, it's a great opportunity to show your platform, show your skills on this type of platform. I know when I found out about this fight, but just so I don't say anything wrong, when did you actually sign the contract, and when did this fight become official, and how's camp been leading up to everything?
Well, I found out about it, the fight, actually pretty early December.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the contract until the end of December, I think.
Hold on. I'm gonna interrupt you really quick. Did you agree to the fight before you actually had the contract though?
Hell yeah.
All right, you can continue. I just had to get that in.
I wasn't gonna let nothing pass, man. But the fight camp has been great. You know, I have a lot of people like that are willing to train with me all the time, and I'm so thankful for that, man. And I mean, I never stop. I'm training all the time, and even if I'm leading up to a fight or not, I'm always doing something. So
Yeah.
it hasn't. I don't get out of shape, and that's one thing that's I feel pretty good about, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said about the guys that that take fights as soon as that they're offered to them. You know, one or two things. They're either stupid, which you're not, or they're in the gym all the time and always ready. And like you just said, you are always in the gym. You're always getting ready. There's when you decide to make the step as a professional athlete, especially when you make the choice to step up as a professional fighter, you always got to be ready. And I think you're one of the guys that knows that, you know, and you two actually both kind of have similar mindsets when it comes to accepting a fight and sticking to your training regimen.
Yeah.
What actually do you know about your opponent, Angel?
Angel. I think I watched one fight on YouTube of his. He's a pretty good boxer.
Yep.
And I seen that he's a purple belt, I think, on jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
But that's about it. I mean, I don't focus on like my opponents. I don't obsess over them because, you know, it's thankfully I have coaches that care about how I'm training, and I'm like, hey guys, you know, you guys are gonna be my corners. So if you could help me out, if you have the time to watch what he does, and you know, and that's how we're gonna train. You know, getting ready for whoever I'm fighting.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I like what you just said because one, it touches a personal spot for myself because that's exactly how TJ would approach things.
Yeah.
I would sit here and stalk his opponents before every single fight. And he'd watch one or two videos getting an outline of what they like to do or what things that they're good at. But since I knew I was cornering him, I was like meticulously breaking down everything that this motherfucker's going to do. And I went that far for his fights, but I never even went that far for my own fights because when I go into a fight, I'm thinking like maybe I'm going to mentally fuck myself by looking at all the things that this dude is good at, you know? And I've actually been called out for saying this before because usually when we get the answer, when a guy says, oh, I study my opponent like clockwork, or I don't really pay attention to my opponent, I focus on myself, I usually give the same response where I'm saying, dude, I love to hear that. And then I start spouting off reasons on why it's a good thing. And I have reasons for both. You know, it's a good thing to know who you're fighting, know all those things and study them and break them down. But that's if that applies to you mentally. If it applies to you, better to listen to your coaches and only just have like a little bit of an outline of what they're going to do. Neither one are wrong. So the person that called me out, fuck you. And then 2, I like what you're doing. I like how you're approaching it. You know, it shows the trust in your team and in your coaches. And I just really like that. It's not really a question. I like it.
And then I'm gonna tell you why. Because you get a different opponent every time you step in the cage, man. No matter what they did the last fight, they keep training, man. They just keep getting better. So
Yeah.
So you always running into a new opponent, no matter what. If you fought like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
I can see TJ's about to say something, but I have a perfect analogy I think that works for that. Is I always compare it to high school. You know, I am not the same guy I was when I was a freshman versus when I graduated a senior. You know, it's just 4 years, but in those 4 years, I became a different person. Either some things better, some things worse, whatever you want to say or whatever, right? But in those 4 years, I'm different. When you're looking at a fighter or your opponent, you can accept the fact that, hey, a lot can happen in a year. Things happen, things change people, and things happen that make people change styles. People change camps, change head coaches, things like that. A lot of changes can happen in a short amount of time, you know, so you have to be ready for that. Sorry, what were you saying?
I say change gyms too, so.
Yeah, you know, so sorry, TJ. I know you didn't actually start talking yet, but I know I interrupted you right there. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And like you said, you can't overlook those things. So it's great to have coaches that will do those things for you, make those adjustments, and while you focus on you. But luckily, in this situation where I'm at, that's literally my job, is to overlook things and dissect these things. And so when it comes down to this fight, you versus Angel, like I said, I'm almost like a little fan kid at this point about this fight. I mean, I've seen every one of your fights at this point in time. I've seen every one of Angel's fights over the last couple of years. I feel like stylistically this is a great fight. And I'm going to bring up the same question that I asked him during our interview with him. Is a lot of people from the outside looking in would look at this fight as a stylistic grappler versus striker matchup, just from what we've seen before. But the way I see this, and I want to see if you feel the same way, is I don't know. I think this is a fight where it's two well-rounded young guys at the right time. Because if Angel was to sit here and expect you to come in and only try to grapple, I mean, I think he would be in shock. And I think if you expected Angel to come in only looking to box with you and stay on the feet, I think that would make him a little. It's not that type of fight. Do you feel the same way? And do you kind of scoff at the idea of this is a grappler versus a striker rather than two prime mixed martial artists?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
It's a fight, man. Anything can happen in a fight. Anything can happen in a fight. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, I'm gonna get in there and take him down right away, because hey, you might stop my takedowns, huh? You know?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you ever.
Let's bang, bro.
I don't know if you ever heard of ever read the book The Art of War, but The Art of War is a really good book. And then I also read The Art of Deception. The key to The Art of War is the art of deception. And there's a lot of things that can be said leading up to a fight, because I was literally getting ready to fight a grappler, and I start telling them how I'm going to put you on your back and you're a bitch. You know, I had no plans to ever grapple with them. I just wanted to throw them off. So you can, I don't know. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to what your opponent says that they're going to do, but it's smart not to, just to go in there the way that you're thinking about it right now. It's a fucking fight. We're going to fight. I'm ready for a takedown. I'm ready to take him down. I'm ready for him to punch me. I'm ready to punch him. I'm ready to block a kick. I'm ready to throw a kick. this is MMA, baby. and I'm trying to like trying to hide my enthusiasm and just try to like express to the fans right now that this is a really good fight. And like TJ mentioned, the stylistic matchup. I don't know if you actually seen the breakdown video that I made of you two, but I just picked apart the things that I seen each one of you do. I see you having multiple ways of winning this fight, and I also see him having multiple ways of winning this fight. That's what makes it so amazing and so appealing. Now, without giving away too much of a game plan, if you had to win the ideal form, ideal fashion, ideal way, the I don't know how to finish that up, but if you had an ideal win in your head, how would it go down?
Throughout my whole training camp, I've been I've been seeing him go down with everything. So I couldn't tell you what the ideal is. I just
Anything you do.
I'm honestly I I've been training to, you know, just to go out there and do what I
Yeah.
can do, man. And
Man, dude, all right. I'm probably gonna get called out for saying this, but I love it. Like that, you keeping it in those few amount of words and just the way you said it, dude. Like I know what you mean. I know how it came across like that, dude. I'm a passionate person, so I feel like when other people speak, like I can hear their passion in their tone and in their voice sometimes. So I'm rambling at this point, but dude, I'm
every
so fucking excited for this fight.
um every time I go into a practice or go to train, I'm thinking, a lot of people have been sacrificing a lot of time for me. A lot of people have been sacrificing money for me. All those sponsors, um, all my fans, man, all the people that go out to watch are, sacrificing their time. I cannot afford to come short, man. So
Dude.
I'm going out there.
Dude, I
I'm
love.
gonna end up repeating myself. TJ, take this.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the passion. To say 20 minutes ago that I could be more excited for this fight than I felt like I was, I didn't think it was possible. But I'm definitely at that energy level. Now, before we wrap it up, I always like to give the platform for you to thank teammates, sponsors, and everything like that. But I'm going to switch it up just a little bit here today, because this fight, from what I'm hearing right now, is on the verge of making the clearing to be on the televised portion of this card. Tell the fans, tell the people buying tickets, tell everybody, tell the LFA why this fight needs to be on the main card between two young, undefeated killers. Platform is yours, sir.
Um, to everyone watching this, we got two fighters going at it, man. Just leaving everything out there. We're training hard. For all the people that come in to watch, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. So I'm bringing everything I have. He's bringing everything he has. So we're gonna put it on the line. We're gonna bang, bro.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was perfect. That was perfect. And man, like like TJ said it himself, like we couldn't be more excited for this fight before we did this interview, and now I catch myself being even more excited for this fight.
Yeah.
Oh man. Before we do wrap this up, and I just start dreaming and dreaming about all the great matchups that are happening on this card, and then the matchup specifically of you two. Could you give a shout out to your sponsors, your fans, your family, anybody that's been there showing you extra support, anything like that?
I just wanna give a shout out to all the Ironworks Training Center team for helping me this fight camp. to Eric for setting up this fight. All my sponsors, like I said before, you guys been sacrificing a lot for me. I couldn't be thankful. I don't know how to put it in words, but it's much appreciated. To my family, my wife that's been raising both of our kids when I'm not home, when I'm in the gym training every day. Um, just to everyone, man. That's out there in the fight game, just fucking training and grinding, man. It just, I'm, I'm really, really thankful that, you know, I've been wanting to do this my whole life, and I finally, when I was 23 years old, I said, finally gonna do it. But 5 years later, I'm here, man, and let's fucking go, baby. It's go time. Let's go.
Dude, I fucking love it. I love your graciousness and your humbleness and everything, dude. Like, especially with knowing the type of monster that you actually are. There's a killer inside, but
Yeah.
all I see right now is just joyful cheers, dude. I love it. Oh my God. I've expressed this plenty of times. I love what I do. I love being in the position that I'm in, and I'm so glad that we got to talk to you before this fight.
Shit.
Yeah.
So anybody watching right now, hit that subscribe button. Trash Talk with Damien and TJ. Do not be a hoe. And also, get your tickets to LFA. Oh my, LFA 82 at Mystic Lake Casino. Dude, if you're not there, you're not cool. So you want to be cool, right? Make sure you're there.